in both of those, hard work and sacrifice, what are you working hard on? And does that shit matter? There's this book by John Maxwell, who's like a motivational dude, and it's called "Talent is Never Enough." And this is basically the entire synopsis of that book. Is like, there's all sorts of talented people that never do anything with their talent and never actually make anything out of it. And part of it is because they're relying on the talent to get them there. But like you said, Tesco, talent is just whatever you started at. Like, if LeBron James had never practiced basketball, even though he's like a physically gifted dude, if he hadn't put in all the work for his entire life to practice every day at getting better at all the fundamental skills that you need to be a basketball player, it wouldn't have mattered. There's a lot of big, tall, strong dudes that suck at basketball. He would have been one of them. He took his natural physical talent and added hard work, teamwork, coachability.
Yes.
And that's what the book's about. It's called Becoming a Talent Plus Person. Talent plus teamwork, talent plus drive, dedication, faith, all these things, skills.
I think like when you were just talking right there, you made it very clear in my head the issue that I have with people labeling people as prodigies is that the general public would rather assume that like they couldn't do it because this person was so naturally gifted that they were special, because they don't want to come to terms with the fact that they had to put, like, that person put in so much fucking work that you weren't willing to put in to get to where they were. So they're special. I could never be that person. They're on a different level than me. There's no way I'll ever get there. It's easier to accept and go to sleep at night with that concept in your head than to really fucking flip that and go, no, if I wanted to do it, I would have to put in the work and be willing to put in that work.
It's funny that the laziness that they're showing and not being willing to put in the work is the exact amount of laziness they're showing and not wanting to think about how if they just put in the work, or if somebody put in the work, they can also achieve greatness.
Yeah.
It's that laziness on laziness.
Yeah, I mean, there's a documented bias that says we will prefer whatever is available to us or whatever our like current situation is. Obviously not for everything, but generally we will find a way to make something favorable. So like if you go to Portugal and ask someone you like living here, they'll probably say yeah, because that's the circumstances that they're in. It's just,
and also confirmation bias. Like people want to confirm that their situation or their decisions are the right ones by hand selecting data that confirms their thought process, right?
Totally. But yeah, man, it comes with a lot of sacrifice too. I think that's a word that has become sort of lost in language here in the Western world. Like people always talk about hard work, but not the sacrifice. Like they don't talk so much about the, like, hard work to me doesn't get across all the shit I had to skip or miss in order to work on my craft. And I know there's people that sacrifice 10x more. So I can imagine what that's like. But, you know, everybody always says hard work, hard work, hard work. And then it's like, shit, well, I don't have time to do hard work. It's like, nah, like you have to stop doing this thing here and you have to get 2 less hours of sleep so you could put in 5 hours a day practicing this shit for the next 8 months if that's what you want to get good at, you know? And I think the reason I bring that up is, like I said, when we just say hard work, it's easy for your mind to start like rationalizing all these ways on like why you can't do that. But it's like, nah, you're going to have to like, you know, sacrifice for the future sometimes and like miss out on some shit that you might really want to do, or tell your friends no a bit more often, or do this or that. And it's like, it doesn't have to be always, but like you have to have that very honest dialogue with yourself and ask yourself, like, how much is the scale tipped to which way, and how much would I like it to be tipped in which way?
Yeah. You know, I was actually thinking about something related to that earlier today in regards to hard work, and to kind of break it down for people. So like in my career as a construction manager, you know, like most people probably would have considered me a hard worker. And what I would consider that in my daily routine is basically 2 hours a day of really fucking like banging shit out, maximally productive work, and then 6 hours a day of like minimally productive, like doing stuff, but not like really like trying to hammer shit out. Like only 2 hours of my day was really like fucking attacking shit, right? And like now that I'm doing music full time, if I am not attacking shit hard for at least 8 hours, I'm like, oh my God, I'm not working hard. You know, like I didn't meet my own standard today. And it's funny reflecting back on like, you know, at a job for some other company, if you have a day where you're slightly unproductive, that shit doesn't weigh on your conscience at all. You go home and you forget about whatever the yeah, maybe you sent like 10 emails that day and that's it. Like you did nothing. You're like, whatever. I don't care. I still got paid. Now I wear that shit on my conscience. If I didn't get my list of shit done that day, I'm like, fuck, man. Like, what is wrong with you? Like, you were too tired at 10:30, and you had that thing that you had to get done. And you didn't fucking even try. You did this other thing that just ballooned all your time, and it's like, it's such an interesting concept to think about how. Well, I would have considered myself a really hard worker, and I think other people would probably agree before in my previous job. And now I probably do twice as much like intensive deep work a day and still don't think that I'm meeting like the standard of work that I am setting for myself. Like, does that make sense? It's just kind of a strange revelation I had today.
I feel you. I think you're on a good track, bro, because you're still consistently releasing. And I think that's just a fire you have to have if you want to do it for real, for real. Because, like, I don't know about you, but I feel like there's a million shit to do at all times, and I'm falling behind on all of them. And that's what keeps me going. And I've known you for a while. I feel like you're very much the same, driven in that way. And I feel like you almost can't have a great level of success without a trait like that. At least if you look at it probability wise, I'm sure some people have had success that don't have that personality trait, sure. But for the most part, if you're working for it and you're starting from ground up, like you kind of have to have that. And it is really tricky thinking about the mental health aspect of that, because you can wear yourself down seriously and cause more damage than productivity long term. But it's like dealing with fire, man. Like you need it, but you start fucking throwing it around and doing shit that you're not prepared for, like you're gonna burn yourself bad.
Fire is a powerful and potentially dangerous tool.
Yeah, and very useful.
Yeah. And what I'm hearing you say, like the difference between when you were working hard at your job and now that you're working hard on your music career as your job, it's no longer a job. You're no longer operating out of an employee mindset where it's like, show up between this hour and we'll give you this much money. And if we figure out that you've been shitty at this for months on end, we'll fire you and you have to go find a new job where some other sucker will pay you money to slack off. That's the employee mindset. Yeah. But if you want to be a successful artist in the world, you have to have an entrepreneurial mindset. You have to think like, okay, what can I do to move the needle? What really must get done? And regardless of how many hours past bedtime I have to stay up to get it done. And what's going to really move that needle? We talk about that like 80-20 Pareto principle a lot. What is the 20% of what you could possibly work hard at that will actually cause 80% of your results to get done? And we've been talking about hard work. Is it really enough? you need the sacrifice. You need to sacrifice some other things. But in both of those, hard work and sacrifice, what are you working hard on? And does that shit matter? You could work your ass off on a trivial task that is not getting anything done. And some people will convince themselves, and I've definitely done this, that all that hard work I did made a difference. But you look back on it and it's like, wow, like I literally was just spinning my wheels. I was on a treadmill going nowhere fast.
I like it. What's up, humans? It's Luke, your friendly neighborhood trap Jesus. Thanks so much for watching the podcast, checking out our videos. We truly appreciate you. So, Rip Kenny, Tesco, and myself got you a gift. We made you a free sample pack. It's got basses, it's got FX, it's got crazy percussion and Foley sounds, and it's free. It's all yours. Just click the link in the description below. Also, make sure to hit that subscribe, hit that like button, and share this with your friends. We appreciate you. Peace out and peace among worlds.